I'm one of the co-owners of Paradox Pizzeria and Brewery, and this is Dylan, my partner.
I'm the other co-owner and the brewmaster.
We opened up July 29th, 2025, so it's been basically about 6 months we've been open. I myself was always in the industry, and I jokingly bugged Dylan about opening up a brewery and brought him along, and here we are.
He's been asking me about this for years, and I think at one point I said, I'd probably be a dumb move on my part, and here I am. It's been a blast so far.
We knew that Nutana Cafe was closing, and funny enough, I used to come here quite often and didn't get berated too much by Norm, which was nice. We became good friends. They were doing it for 29 years, and they were just tired of working almost every single day of their life, which is understandable, and they decided that their time was moving on. So we came and looked at the spots because we knew that their lease was ending, and we signed a lease and started renovating. The reason that we wanted to start our own business, I was, working in restaurants and was telling Dylan that I wanted to work for myself, and we kind of came up with the idea of doing some pop-ups out of Amigos and Pokey's Pinball.
When the pop-up opportunities came along, I've always wanted to open up a tap room or a brewery of some sort, and things sort of just snowballed from there.
They were gracious enough to let us use their kitchen, so we started tweaking with some pizza recipes and figuring out what was going to work and what wasn't going to work, and we kind of landed on Detroit-style pizza. There is definitely a bunch of pizzerias that are in Saskatoon, but we wanted to do something a little bit different. We bought some high-walled pans and started messing around doing Detroit-style, which is more of a focaccia-style dough, and so it's light and airy, cheese wall-to-wall, so it gets a nice crunchy cheese crust as well too. We also wanted to kind of do a specialized nano brewery as well too, so we ended up buying a very small-scale brewing setup to basically have in-house beer that we can rotate quite frequently. We try and foster a welcoming environment. We just want people to enjoy coming to work and want people to respect one another and everyone be happy to come in and just enjoy being here.
We're obviously here to work and work hard, but just having a lot of respect for your peers here is sort of top priority.
My name's Cody, and I am a front of house server at Paradox. I've been working at Paradox Pizza since they opened, so it's been about 6 months now, I believe. I wanted to work at Paradox because I've lived in the area, I've been well acquainted with Broadway and the amount of community that Broadway has, so the opportunity to become a part of that community was very enticing to me. A typical shift for me can range pretty drastically dependent on how busy it is, but I take care of a lot of the front of house stuff, so I make sure that the restaurant is clean and in order. I take care of guests from the moment that they enter the building to the moment they leave, taking orders, making their drinks, kind of catering their experience to be what we at Paradox want it to be.
Best part of owning this place, honestly, is just seeing people come in and making people's day. It seems like everyone's having a good time. There's lots of laughter, lots of talking. It's definitely a communal space where, you pop your head in and you see someone you know.
It took a while for us to get our brewing license, but by the time we actually did and we were actually able to serve beer that I made, it was almost unbelievable when people are telling our servers, oh, the beer's really good and all this stuff. I almost don't believe people when they say that. In actuality, that part's probably my favorite. Just knowing that I'm making a decent product and people are enjoying it.
It's pretty gratifying, being a neighborhood spot.
Working here means that I get to be a part of a secondary family. I'm very far away from my hometown of Haliburton, Ontario. So having a community of service people who I can rely on to help me in situations even just outside of work is just great, and then getting to be a part of the Broadway community is also just amazing.
I hope when people leave Paradox that they enjoyed themselves and they're leaving happy, and hopefully they'd come back soon.
Is there a restaurant or beverage producer you'd like to see featured on maxTV Local? Let us know at SaskTel.com/local.